Hey, what's up everyone? Today, I'm Jimbo. Today we're gonna be doing another cheap versus expensive video. This one is gonna be probably a pretty lengthy video. There's a lot to explain, and that's kind of the purpose why I don't always hit all the aspects that a lot of the commenters talk about, because frankly it's just a lot to cover and would be a long video, and then those same people would comment that the video is too long. Anyway, today we're going to be comparing Meguiars Ultimate Fast Finish, which I've already done a comparison on, versus Gyan Can Coat. And the reason is, within 12 hours of putting out the video with the Can Coat versus the Bead Max, I actually got an email from Jeremy at Gyan. So thanks, Jeremy, for reaching out. It was a very, very lengthy email that went into a bunch of counter arguments for the way I applied the product. I let it cure for 24 hours, but not 7 days. And so this video is, I'm actually going to put Meguiars Ultimate Fast Finish versus the Gyan Can Coat and let it sit 7 days. So this is not only probably going to be a 20 or 30 minute video, but it's also going to be a week-long video. So the date that I'm recording this is October 1st, and let me see if I lock my phone and go to the, let me see if I can do this for you guys. If we go on my calendar, today is October 1st, signaled by the blue dot, and a little peek into my calendar as well. How about that? So a couple things that Jeremy from Gyan brought up is that I put too thick of a layer of product. They appreciated me waiting 24 hours after application, but again, he says, we highly recommend not using any strong chemicals on the coated vehicle, coated surface within the first week, which, here's my argument with that. If you apply this to your car or a customer's car, how about that? Because your car, you may be able to doctor that or whatever. 24 hours is a stretch. 7 days to not expose it to elements is simply ridiculous, okay? Now, I never set out to bash Gyan. This video isn't to bash Gyan. It's simply to compare a cheap product versus an expensive product. That's it. I have no beef with Jeremy's email. I have no beef with Gyan as a company. I have no beef with Meguiars. All I wanted to show in that video is the results of, here's two different products at two different price points. So I have no beef with anyone. Jeremy, I appreciate your email. Gyan, fine company, whatever, does not matter to me either way. No one's paying me to do this. I'm not getting paid to do this. This is simply to give back to my industry and to just simply show a couple different products. So my argument though is when you say that you have to wait 7 full days, which I'm going to do, and honestly in the original video I thought Gyan held up extremely well even after 24 hours. I never said that it didn't. It was just very comparable to a much cheaper product. So to say that you have to wait 7 full days to expose it to any harsh chemicals or elements is simply ridiculous, because you're not in control of the elements. And if you put it on a customer's car and then a bird poops on it and the customer doesn't get to it right away, but yet they feel like they have a, they paid good money for a really, really strong ceramic coating, or maybe not ceramic coating, but glass coating, that customer has the potential to be super pissed. So fine, I'm gonna let it go a week, but whatever. Talks about the water behavior. He agreed with me that it's not really an indicator of the existence of a coating. It says you may ruin their water repellency, but you will not remove them entirely from the surface, having UV and chemical protection, even while missing hydrophobicity. Fine, that's a fair argument. I don't know how I would prove or disprove that in either way, so I'm just gonna kind of let that be. Again, 7 days is that they want. He mentioned a smudge mark up here that wasn't removed, and I didn't say whether the coating was there or not. I was simply noting on the water behavior. So the smell of the product is a solvent, not an alcohol. 200 mLs. The can is slightly larger. Again, I was just making a note. This is where his argument got a little wonky. He talks about this laser cut microfiber towel, and that it was specifically made to work with the product in itself, and even stating that it comes from South Korea, which is fine. Again, no way for me to prove or disprove that, which I'm not trying to do either here, prove or disprove anything. I'm just trying to show you guys, demo two different products. But to say that this is a quality microfiber towel, compared to the towel that I got with my foam cannon in the cheap versus expensive foam cannon video, which I'll try to put a little note above here, this is a quality towel. It feels, the weight of it, the thickness of it, the fibers of it, it is probably an ultrasonic cut because it's not linting at all, so it's probably not knife cut. It probably is laser cut. And even looking at that line's not totally straight, but it's probably laser cut. That's fine. I really have no issues with the towel at all. But to say that it has, that it works specifically with this product and you can't use any other towel is a bit of a stretch, in my opinion. Anyway, so he did talk about also the correcting and the polishing of the paint and removing any silicones, fillers, waxes, whatever. This panel was corrected with 3D1, which claims to not have any fillers, silicones, or anything like that. But even after I corrected the panel, which I didn't show on video because honestly it would just extend out to an insanely long video, I did wipe it with alcohol, beat it up, removed any, I made sure nothing was on the panel. How about that? To the best extent that I could. Most people will just use an IPA or an alcohol. I did hit it with the degreaser. I wanted to make sure this panel was completely clean of anything. So here we go. We're gonna actually get to the test now. I'm gonna use a brand new Kirkland cheap microfiber towel just because I want this budget friendly, cheap comparison to be as cheap as possible. So, and I will use the dedicated towel that comes with the Gyan. Now, to be fair to Gyan, they do have some incredible packaging which is extremely expensive. So with the towel, the bottle, the packaging itself, the 2 sprayers, I mean, you think, oh, how much cost does a sprayer add? It could be 30 cents, but that still adds to their bottom line. So to be, they got a couple stickers in there as well. To be fair, they're probably in their packaging the price of this product. So even though with the Ultimate Fast Finish you do get a towel, you get a nice box to keep it in. Very similar to the Can Coat. I don't have it anymore, I threw it away because I honestly didn't think I was going to do another comparison with it. So they're probably in at $5 or $6 in their packaging. So it's not cheap to, they have a screen printed on the box. It's not just a label. I mean, all that stuff really adds up, guys. So I'm not knocking them for that or anything like that. I mean, they just have some hard costs tied up in their branding and marketing, which is fine. So I'm gonna saturate the towel with Fast Finish and apply it to the surface. Again, I've completely stripped the surface. And one thing I absolutely love about Fast Finish is the instant slickness of the product. So I'm gonna rub it in. And again, there's no, with the Fast Finish, there's no, and I'm gonna do 2 coats back to back. There's no stipulation that you even have to wait 24 hours, let alone 7 days, which again, it is just, that for me as a professional detailer, if that is the main argument that you have to let it cure or completely harden within 7 days, that product, in my opinion, regardless of price, is automatically out. Because I can't guarantee that my customer's car will be out of the elements for 24 hours, let alone 7 days. Okay, there's the Fast Finish side. Fast Finish goes on extremely slick, extremely smooth. And now here, look, it's been, I don't think it's been a week. I don't think it's been a week since I applied it, but I left the sprayer on. So let's see. Okay, there we go. Look, it's actually clogged up the sprayer because I didn't follow the directions on this. So it has actually clogged up the sprayer. So that sprayer is toast because it's hardened in the sprayer. So that's good. I'm not gonna do a sniffy sniff test on it. And again, they recommend, if you're following the instructions identically, they recommend taking the sprayer off, cleaning it out after each use, which I did not do. But luckily they have 2. Interesting that it would harden in the sprayer but not in the can. So here we go. It smells horrible. I mean, it smells like gasoline, which is a solvent. So you see it in the air. Again, that may be another thing that you can't do. Maybe you don't work in a well-ventilated shop. You know, a lot of people beat me up for you know, doing this stuff outside, and the real world thing is sometimes you're outside. You don't have the most ideal conditions ever. So there's one coat. It's a little streaky on the surface. I'm going to do another one, then I'm going to flip the towel. So unlike the fast finish, it doesn't just simply evaporate right away. It's on the surface and creating a little bit of a smear. Definitely goes on super thick. So I'm going to flip this towel. Whether this towel helps to knock down high spots or not is simply crazy. It gets tacky. So under my hand it's tacky already, even with their supplied towel. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't necessarily think it's a good thing. It just is what it is. It's definitely smearing. So there we go. I'm gonna apply that there. And to the argument over the smudge that was here on the original video, which Jeremy's completely right about. You know, he says, well, nothing that you did knocked down, nothing that you did took away that smudge, which he's 100% correct. The problem is that obviously wasn't wiped off and wasn't broken down, so you wouldn't leave that on the whole car like that. So there we go. There's the application. There's the application of both. Again, today is October 1st. We had fast finish on one side, we had can coat on the other. Hopefully the camera picked all this up. On October 8th, which will be a Monday, we will do this, and either I'll have to wait, I'll do it on that Monday, or I'll have to do it on the Tuesday or whatever, depending on what my calendar is. But again, same idea. We're gonna beat it up with a few chemicals, and we're just gonna show, all we can really show is how hydrophobic and what the water repellency does. Is there UV inhibitors and UV protections? Maybe, but we can't really test for that in a YouTube video. So, and that's where the trust for the brand comes in, and that's totally fine. And like I've said all along, if you love Gyan, they've done something for you. If you love Ammo, Meguiars, Mothers, whatever brand you use, and you love that brand because that person or that company has done something for you, please, by all means, use that brand, support that brand. I ask the same thing. If you like these videos, if you like my podcast, support the podcast so that these videos can keep going on. The whole purpose of these videos is just to compare products, to create transparency, honesty, whatever you want to call it. For me, it's more fun to do these videos. I appreciate Jeremy reaching out and writing a ginormous email, which I had a hard enough time reading it, let alone responding to it, which I did. I responded with a simple one sentence answer. Hey, thanks for, you know, taking the time to write that email. It probably took him a half an hour or an hour, you know, with watching the video and all that. So I appreciate that as well. So Meguiars on this side, Gyan Can Coat on that side. We're gonna wait 7 days, see how it goes. I'm gonna leave this indoors, so I'm not even gonna leave it outside. This will be garaged inside. The best ideal, probably unrealistic expectations. Won't be exposed to water or anything for the next 7 days. Neither side will. The most unrealistic cure time ever for both of the products, and we will come back in 1 week and see what it's like. We're gonna beat it up. In fact, this time I am gonna hit it with an acid. I'm gonna hit it with an all-purpose cleaner. I'm gonna hit it with the alcohol, because that is actually real world circumstances, guys. Jet fuel would be another one. I actually got called out to do a guy's car one time who parked at an airport and got jet fuel on his car. So though you may seem like it's ridiculous to even do an APC on a paint, stuff happens when your car is out in the world. So we'll come back in a week and check this out, see how we do. And until then, this will be the next frame for you guys and a whole week for me. Like I told you, this is gonna be a long, long video. All right, here we go. What's up, everyone? It's been seven days
7 days since I applied Gyan Can Coat to that side, and ultimately, it's been so long I almost forgot what I even applied. So Fast Finish was on this side, Gyan Can Coat was on that side. As you can see, it's been sitting in my garage for 7 days. Doesn't even have a layer of dust on it, to be honest. So let's do the water bead test. Initial test with just to clean it off, I guess. Let's see here how we're looking. So the Fast Finish is doing well as well as the Gyan, kind of same, looks the same, really big beads on the Gyan Can Coat, and it does look a little bit different from the Fast Finish. The Fast Finish is sheeting a little bit, the Can Coat is creating those really big beads, and then it does kind of fall off. So let's see if I can do that wet test, see how dry the panel can get. So the Can Coat is going to bead a little bit more than the Fast Finish, which is fine. That's not good or bad again. And really, the point was to never come to a really major conclusion. I'm going to dry this off. It was just to show the differences. And again, Fast Finish, we're looking at what, I think it's 12 bucks on Amazon, and Gyan's in the mid 50 range. Get that out of there. So, all right, let's hit it with alcohol. Let me get it over here. And again, you know, a couple people freak out like, well, you're not going to wash your car with alcohol, or you're not going to wash your car with a degreaser. It's like, well, duh, of course you're not going to if you're the discerning car enthusiast. But here's the thing, there's environmental factors that go into this. So all I'm trying to do is to reenact what could happen to your car, either in a pinch or just at any time, or jet fuel can fall on your car, or bird poop, or anything. So though I'm using harsh chemicals to try to strip this stuff, it's really just to try to simulate in a video of the environmental impacts that can happen to your car. So of course you're not going to wash your car with degreaser, or maybe you do, I don't know, but it might happen. What if you're on a road trip and you go through a car wash, right? Could happen, right? So the point is just to speed up the process. Obviously, everyone on YouTube is a proficient detailer and would only use a pH neutral soap to wash their car, but let me give you a little heads up. There are soaps out there that claim to be pH neutral that are not pH neutral. So again, we may not know. So Fast Finish, similar to the Bead Max, when I spray something on it, or when I just wipe that alcohol on it and wipe it off, cleans up really nice. So, and I've seen some other people do harsh chemical tests, and it's like they don't wipe it in, and it just doesn't really make sense to me. So you wiped in the product, right? Why wouldn't you wipe in that? So, all right, get rid of that towel, dry towel. So that was the alcohol. The alcohol, you would use it to quote unquote strip the panel, but as we're kind of seeing in this, not all alcohol strips, right? So kind of an interesting thing. It's the side test going on at the same time. All right, let's see what happens. So seems like Fast Finish is reacting the same. And Gyan, I would call it the same. I mean, if we're talking any differences in there, it's very slight. It does seem like there is more beads of water on the surface, but they're still coming off at the same time. So let's see if we do that. I mean, it's pretty comparable. So that's fun. Let's dry that now. So alcohol, both of them stayed equivalently, forget that. Both stayed the same. Ugh. Every time I try to step outside of my vocabulary, I end up biting myself, shooting myself in the foot. So there we go. They both held up extremely well to the alcohol. Now let's start having some fun with this, shall we? Let's do Black Magic. So it's a tire cleaner. It's just gonna be a really heavy duty APC degreaser. So say you accidentally do get some degreaser on your car, huh? Is your sealant, is your coating holding up to it? And you know, you could get degreaser or road grime, oil kicked up. You drive it if you're exposed to any elements. Who knows? And it rains or something like that. Who knows what's on the road, huh? So let's let that dwell there for a second. And so we're gonna let that dwell. Again, kind of looks the same on both sides. Let's wipe it off. Whoo-wee. All right. And I really hope the Gyan honestly stands up to it for the price point. I hope it stands up to a lot. Had to do this video a little bit later in the day than I wanted to. But you know, my whole life isn't making YouTube videos yet. Oh, let me make sure I get that spot over there. Yeah. Missed that spot last time. So I'm really hoping at this point that we see the Gyan holding up in the fast finish knot, but I've never done this test before. So I'm hoping that, I'm really hoping the Gyan holds up. And again, we're talking about, you know, $40 to $45 difference in product here. Now the panel, though I did really soak it in degreaser, it's not it's not drying. The product's not evaporating. Oh man, I messed this up. The product is not evaporating as fast for either side. So let's see. And it could just be that it's getting a little bit cooler here. It's not first thing in the morning anymore. All right, boys and girls, the moment of truth. Oh man, I don't know about you guys, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little teeny bit nervous here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Bye-bye, Gyan. Oh man. I mean, they're both gone, but look at that. Look at this. So what I'm looking at is how fast does the water evaporate from the surface, since there's clearly, well, I guess, you know, it wouldn't, as Jeremy said, you know, not water beading isn't a straight depiction of protection. So there could still be UV protection on this panel. I'm not saying that there's no UV protection. I'm saying to document in a video, all I can do is do these tests. Maybe these tests are flawed, but I got the same result off that Gyan after waiting 7 days like they recommended. The same result I got as waiting 24 hours. So they're both flat and gone. I mean, honestly, nothing against Gyan, and maybe I'm wrong, and you guys could tell me in the comments. They're both evaporating very, very slowly. However, and I would say that neither one of them are really there at all. I would say that the fast finish did evaporate a little bit slower, but that could be due to the angle of the panel, even though I try to get everything as identical as possible. So here's the thing, you're gonna spend $55 on a product that doesn't hold up any better than a $12 product. That's all I'm saying. So, but again, like I said in the first half of this video, if you love Gyan, if they did something for you, if they have phenomenal customer service for you, you've had great results from previous products and you love them and blah, 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 by all means, please, please, please support Gyan. Please. This video is not for the die-hard product loving people. If you love a product brand, this video is probably not for you because you're gonna have a general bias towards one product brand, and that may be Gyan, that may be Meguiars. I don't know. If you love Gyan, you work for Gyan, Jeremy, you did a great job. You defended your brand as you should. I have no fault in that. This video is for the person that may be looking at getting these products and don't know where to go, and they're looking, hey, is it worth it for $50 to get that? And just for fun, because it's everyone else's favorite, I also picked up Purple Power. Now I didn't get the gallon, I should have, but so I'm assuming this is the ready to use. And so let's, just for fun, squirt it with Purple Power. Smells nice. And I was gonna do, funny enough, I was gonna do this whole video on Purple Power versus that other, what was it, Black Magic stuff. I just couldn't get myself to do it. I feel like Purple Power has been promoted so heavily on YouTube. I bought it and everything. I just couldn't even get myself to do it. So, and this is where some of those other tests are flawed, where they're just spraying the panel and kind of wiping it off, because it's like, well, I shouldn't say they're flawed, because maybe spraying it on the panel and then rinsing it off, maybe that is a better test than actually rubbing it in like I'm doing. So I actually don't want to mention that. So I don't think, I just want to simulate more of it being washed in, because environmental factors are huge. So this will be the last test, even though both the panels are flat. And again, just to reiterate, I waited 7 days, applied it correctly, let it sit in the most ideal circumstances, both sides. Both sides sat for 7 long, agonizing days that I couldn't do any other videos on this panel because of it. Just sat there. So, only to get the same result that I did in 24 hours. So, because it's pretty unrealistic, which that's the bright side in all this, right? If I'm getting the same results in 24 hours as I am in 7 days, that's kind of a breath of fresh air that, hey, maybe you don't need to wait 7 days for it to fully cure or worry about it being exposed to any elements for 7 days. So again, this one's just for fun. This Purple Power, it's just for fun. Just to see, because essentially I need to strip this panel anyway, right? So I need to strip it to get true results from the next product that I demo, which will probably be a compound or a polish. So I need to make sure it's stripped. All right, let's see where we're at with this. Oh boy, even flatter. There it is. Well, I think this test has concluded that what I did in 24 hours by waiting for it is the same result I got in 7 days. And that's it. And like I said, you love Gyan, you love what they do, you love their brand, and whatever, maybe you just love their packaging. That's okay too. Like, it doesn't matter. Just support brands that you like. This video is just to show that not always does a more expensive product mean a better product. All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that one. I'm gonna dry this panel now. I'm a little bummed, to be honest. My thoughts, feelings, and emotions are, I'm bummed. I really wanted it to hold up. I waited 7 days. I waited 7 days for this review. Now I feel like Kavanaugh. I waited 10 days. I waited 7 days to do this review. I was hoping that the Gyan, I really wanted to email them back and say, man, your product is phenomenal. It really is a coating. I really did. And Jeremy, I do appreciate your email. I really, really, really do. But if I'm being honest and transparent, which I claim to do, because if we don't have that, we don't have much, it failed under that test. And that would worry me to have that on my car. Same with Fast Finish, but it goes back to my whole premise. Wax your car, spray wax your car every time, because it could be getting stripped. It could be getting stripped and you don't even know it. All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Let me know what you thoughts in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what cheap versus expensive video you would like to see next. I'd love to hear your your input, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode or video. See ya.